Tom Holland just did what nobody saw coming. Live on Instagram, he dropped a bombshell that's got Hollywood spinning on its axis. Word on the street, he's done keeping quiet. Tom is allegedly calling out Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Yes, that Hollywood golden couple for scheming behind the scenes to steal the Spider-Man spotlight right from under him. Let that sink in.
Bombshell, and this time it is pertaining to the New York Times. Amazing that you're not going to believe this, okay? It looks like Justin Baldoni may have a very strong case against the New York Times. I know for a fact that the mainstream media will lie and they will smear on behalf of their powerful friend. I believe in due process, which is why I always read the facts of the case before accepting the media narrative that they were plotting with the New York Times for months to smear him. And there may be some important evidence. So in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, he accuses Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively of colluding with the New York Times. Do you guys remember what the article was actually entitled that they actually released on 12/21? We can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine. But they believed her narrative instantly because the allegations were so strong. And I just kind of held fire because I don't trust the New York Times to save my life. Well, she filed a civil rights complaint in Los Angeles, and then within 24 hours, the New York Times had the scoop. They published the complaint in its entirety, and it looked suspicious. If you look at that URL, look at the date on that. 12/16/2024, the New York Times saved this image 4 days before they published the piece. Can you explain why the URL data points to the fact that this was saved under this title on the 16th? That's a problem, my friends, and I cannot believe it. And I am telling you, I have not seen a case so open and shut in my life. And the more that I read and the more details that I get into, I'm just shocked at how many lies were told, okay? This is about that narrative that I think they instantly started spinning. I believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that this was personal. Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni, all of the evidence points to that.
You still breathing? Because fans around the world are in total meltdown. Tweets, TikToks, Reddit threads. Everyone's freaking out over this messy, chaotic, behind-the-scenes drama. Allegedly, Ryan and Blake weren't just fans of Spider-Man's success. They wanted a piece of it. Scratch that. They wanted control. They saw Tom's explosive rise and thought, why not us too? And guess what? Tom's done being polite. He's fed up. He's allegedly ready to air it all out. Every phone call, every sneaky power move, every twisted backroom strategy that Ryan and Blake supposedly launched in their desperate attempt to hijack the MCU's most beloved web-slinger. But before we get to the betrayal, let's rewind a little. This all started when Tom Holland, just a bright-eyed kid from Billy Elliot, exploded into global fame as the one and only Spider-Man. Practically overnight, he became the face of a generation. He wasn't just a character, he was the Marvel Golden Boy. Studios, brands, fans, they all fell in love. He did backflips, cracked jokes, and brought real heart to the screen. And that scared some people, some very powerful, very famous people. Allegedly, Ryan Reynolds, who we all know as the hilarious, no-filter Deadpool, started noticing, and not in a friendly way. Sources claim Ryan got jealous enough to start plotting. It all began when Ryan supposedly started pushing Marvel hard to bring Deadpool into a Spider-Man movie. He wanted the duo, the crossover, the clashing energies. Sounds fun, right? Except it wasn't Marvel's plan. They wanted Spider-Man's world clean, youthful, family-friendly, and that meant no raunchy jokes, no fourth-wall chaos. So what did Ryan allegedly do when they said no? He didn't walk away. Oh no, he got creative. He allegedly started calling in favors, pulling stunts, and doing everything in his power to get attention back on himself. According to insiders, it wasn't just business, it was personal. And guess who joined the mission? None other than Blake Lively, Hollywood sweetheart, red carpet fashion icon, doting mom. But behind the scenes, the whispers say she was a strategic operator. Some say she started contacting top studio execs, brand moguls, anyone with power, urging them to consider the value of bringing Deadpool and Spider-Man together. But when that strategy didn't work, let's just say tensions exploded. The word meltdown has been thrown around a lot lately in certain Hollywood offices. Frantic phone calls, screaming matches behind closed doors, desperate pleas to executives. Allegedly, the Reynolds-Lively camp was relentless and people noticed. Oh, they noticed. Chris Hemsworth, he joked about it, saying the real MCU war wasn't Thanos, it was Ryan and Blake trying to hijack the franchise. Chris Evans quietly stood by Tom, showing his support in hushed circles. And Robert Downey Jr.? He allegedly offered Tom actual advice, real words of wisdom, to help him survive the politics swirling around him. Because this wasn't just gossip, it was war. Private Marvel group chats, on fire, fan forums, speculating like crazy. It was clear something was deeply broken behind the smiles and press tour glitz. And then came the leaks. Rumors of voicemails, yes, voicemails from Ryan, venting about how he was sick of Tom getting all the spotlight. Allegedly, he called Marvel's decision ridiculous and pushed execs to think about the money. As if that wasn't enough, the internet exploded when whispers of Blake's alleged text messages started circulating. Texts supposedly showing her plotting, maneuvering, angling for creative control of a potential Deadpool Spider-Man mashup. Suddenly, the fan-favorite power couple didn't look so squeaky clean. And where was Tom in all this? Allegedly, he was stunned, blindsided. The same Tom Holland who apologizes if he breathes too loud in interviews, yeah, that Tom was watching his career being yanked around like a puppet. Fans started dissecting every comment, every cryptic line he ever said about Hollywood politics. Was this what he was talking about? And then the moment came. Tom finally snapped, not in public, not on stage, but behind the scenes, where the real battles happen in Hollywood. According to sources, after months, maybe even years, of subtle sabotage and quiet manipulation, Tom hit his breaking point. And what did he do? He allegedly threatened to expose it all. We're talking emails, messages, maybe even recorded calls. Sources claim Tom knew exactly what was going on, and he was ready to burn it down if they didn't stop. Allegedly, he warned Marvel and Sony, either you calm this mess down or I walk away. Can you imagine that? Spider-Man quitting because of Ryan Reynolds? So there he was, Tom Holland, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, backed into a corner, allegedly betrayed by Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, surrounded by politics, and watching his once clear path in the Marvel universe twist into a battlefield. And according to sources, he wasn't about to just sit back and take it. The threats, they weren't idle. Tom supposedly went straight to the top. Marvel execs, Sony heads, even Disney boardrooms. He didn't scream, he didn't rant, he warned them. Allegedly told them that if the sabotage didn't stop, if Ryan and Blake didn't back off, he'd not only leave Spider-Man behind, but he'd also drag the truth into the light. Imagine the panic in those boardrooms. Imagine the fear in the eyes of people who'd built billion-dollar storylines around this one man's face. And now he might walk. Just like that. All because of ego and envy, and that's not even the wildest part. Whispers say there was a face-to-face confrontation, somewhere private, somewhere exclusive, maybe at a quiet party, maybe at an awards pre-gala, but the rumors won't stop churning. Some insiders say Tom went straight to Ryan and Blake. No handlers, no lawyers, just him, eye to eye, and allegedly he told them, cut it out. Stop using my name, stop using my career, stop trying to leverage me for your own power grab. And y'all, according to fan forums, that confrontation has achieved legend status. Some say reps had to pull them apart. Others claim the trio left the event separately, with Blake in tears and Ryan stone-faced. True or not, the image was powerful enough to go viral. Back at Marvel HQ, full-blown panic mode. Because here's the thing, they can't afford to lose Tom. Not just because of the money, not just because of the character, but because he's beloved. Fans trust him, believe in him, and if he says something's wrong, people listen. Sources say execs began running emergency damage control. Meetings were held. PR teams went on red alert. Some even claim Marvel quietly shelved all crossover plans that had even a hint of Deadpool Spider-Man interaction. And meanwhile, the cracks started to show. Late-night interviews got awkward. Ryan was noticeably vague when asked about Tom or Spider-Man. No jokes, no zingers, just flat answers and a tight smile. Blake canceled a podcast appearance last minute. Officially, scheduling conflicts. Unofficially, insiders say she wanted to avoid getting grilled. Fans weren't fooled. They saw the pattern. They felt the tension. Thatcher Team Tom started trending. Social media went off. People pulled receipts, old videos, press tour clips. One TikTok went viral showing Ryan interrupting Tom during an old Q&A. Tom looked visibly annoyed. At the time, nobody noticed. Now, everyone's dissecting it. Reddit threads lit up with timelines, theories, and insider leaks. One thread even claimed Blake had a meltdown in a high-level studio meeting, storming out after shouting, "People forget who built the brand." Again, just rumors. But Hollywood insiders, they were listening, because this wasn't just drama anymore. This was reputation warfare. Directors allegedly started hesitating to cast Ryan or Blake alongside younger, buzzier stars. Brands began backing off from that squeaky clean power couple image. There were talks, actual talks about limiting the duo's influence in crossover projects. It was a shift, a turning of the tide. And while Ryan and Blake's brand was quietly denting, Tom's was skyrocketing. Suddenly, studios wanted to lock him in for more solo projects. Rumors of Oscar bait films started swirling. Marvel allegedly offered him not just lead roles, but producer credits. They wanted to show him respect, loyalty, because they knew what was at stake. And through it all, Tom stayed mostly silent, classy, focused, but his eyes said enough. The fans could see it. He wasn't the naive kid from the first Spider-Man film anymore. He was a man who'd been through Hollywood hell and made it out stronger. And now the industry waits for someone to slip up. A leaked DM, a cryptic Instagram caption, a no comment that says more than words ever could. Because make no mistake, the scars from this feud, they run deep. Marvel may try to patch things over and maybe Ryan and Blake will claw their way back into favor, but the damage is done. The whispers have become roars. The public has taken sides, and Tom Holland, he might just walk away from all this as not just Spider-Man, but Hollywood's new untouchable. He survived the scheming, he outmaneuvered the politics, and in doing so, he exposed the truth beneath the glitz. So what's next? Will Ryan and Blake clap back? Will Tom ever speak publicly? Or will this drama bubble under the surface until another explosion rocks the Marvel universe? One thing's for sure, in a town built on image, this story is far from over. Stay tuned. Because if another leak hits, this whole empire could crumble. Empire could